Hello, let's see array of objects in this video. How array of objects is created, array of objects or array of instances, whatever you say. Okay. So already we have seen array of primitives, how exactly array of primitives work. So let's see now how exactly array of objects or array of instances work. So we have an example here. Let's go to canvas. Okay. So we have an example which demonstrates array of instances or array of objects. Now the first line is my class ARR is equal to new my class 3. Now where is my class in this example? Yes, this is my class. This is my class which has got one instance member int num, parameterized constructor and getter method. Okay, so my class ARR is equal to new my class. Notice that this is the array creation. Okay, this is the array creation and you don't see any primitive here. Int, char, float, double, you don't see all these primitives here. Rather you see my class, which itself is a class. That means this is array of instances or array of objects. Okay, that's the way you can recognize this. Okay, now when you create this array, this is definitely array creation. But what happens here? What happens when you say new my class 3? What is this ARR? Let's discuss that. So let's start from the right hand side. New my class 3. What happens? New my class 3, that means an array of 3 elements gets stored. An array of 3 elements gets created in the heap. This one is 0th element, this is first element, this is second element. Let's say first element is at 100. Now when we created array of int, if you remember, after 100 we had written 104 because int occupies 4 bytes in the memory as far as Java is concerned. So how much we should write here? 102, 104, 110, how much? Okay, so here we will write 104. I will tell you why. Here we will write 108. What number will write here? 104, 108. Why it is so? Why the gap of 4? Because this array which has been created, this array of references, we have seen already how to create reference of a class. How to create reference of a class. For example, if a class is my class, as we have in this example, if I ask you to create one reference, how will you create reference? My class M1, right? You know M1 is the reference of type my class. And to this M1, we always give object. We know that very well. Okay. We have this concept clear, and that's why we are here. Okay. We are discussing array. So the way you create one reference to the array object, the way you create one reference to the object, here in this diagram, there are 3 references of my class. So question arises, how much memory is allocated to a reference? Since reference stores address of the object, always reference is allocated 4 bytes in the memory. Reference is allocated 4 bytes, no matter reference of which class. Okay, whether class has got any member or whether class has got 100 of members. Reference is always allocated 4 bytes. So that's why, since all these are references of my class, the gap is 4. Okay, 100, 104, 108. So this is the array. But let me write here, this is the array of what? Array of my class references. Array of my class references. And then on the left hand side, we have ARR. So as usual, ARR gets stored in the stack. It's a reference to the array. So what will it store? It will store the base address of the array. So ARR refers to that. And when we discussed array of primitives, I told you how to refer all these elements: ARR0, ARR1, ARR2. Yeah, that's clear. That's correct. But now think, what is ARR0? ARR0 is a my class reference. ARR1 is a my class reference, and ARR2 also my class reference. So all these are my class references. Now you know, when we create one reference, to that one reference we create one object. Always we assign an object to a reference. But here how many references are created? Here three references are created: ARR0, ARR1, ARR2. What are the names of these references? The names of these references are ARR0, ARR1, ARR2. So ARR0 is first reference of my class. ARR1 is second reference of my class, and ARR2 is third reference of my class. What we must do now? We must initialize these references with the object. The way you do my class M1 is equal to new my class, you must initialize all these references of my class with the my class objects. And that is happening here. That is happening here. I is 0, j is 10, I less than ARR.len. Okay, so we missed out that point. When this array got created, we got ARR.length. As you know, as soon as array gets created, you get one variable implicitly from Java, and that variable is name of the reference dot length. And what does it contain? Before I write, ask yourself, what does it contain? It contains the size of the array. What is the size of the array? 3. So it contains 3. Okay. Now look at this for loop. What is happening in this for loop? Let us discuss. I is 0, j is 10, I less than ARR.length, I plus plus, j plus is equal to 10. So we increment j by 10 every time. And what is this statement? ARRI is equal to new my class j. Now new my class j, notice new my class here also, new my class here also. But there's a difference. If you look at minutely, the difference is this round bracket and this square bracket, subscript operator. So this is array creation. When we say new my class subscript operator, array creation. But here new my class round bracket is an object creation. So what happens here? The first object gets created of my class by the value 10, because j is initialized to 10. Na? So first object gets created. As soon as object gets created, let's say this object gets created as 1000. As soon as object gets created, what happens? You know very well. Instance member is allocated memory, which is num. And what have we passed in the parameters constructor? J. What is the value of j? 10. So 10 goes here. And on the left hand side, who is there? ARRI. I is 0. That means ARR 0. So ARR 0 refers to this object. So here 1000 will come. Okay. Next time, I plus plus. J plus is equal to 10. So ARR1 is equal to new my class 20. So another object gets created of my class. Let's say at 2000. Num will be allocated memory. That num will be 20. And now who will refer this object? ARR1. I is 1. Na? So here 2000 will come. And at the end, we have I plus plus, I2. So ARR2 is equal to new my class j. J now becomes 30. So one more object. At let's say 3000, where num is 30. And this object will be referred by ARR2. So that is 3000. Okay, that's the way array of object gets created. And we have one more for loop, I0 I less than ARR dot length and ARR I dot get num. Now think, what is ARR I? What do you mean by ARR I dot get num? Look at the diagram. ARR I0. So ARR 0 refers to this object, dot get num 10. I plus plus, ARR 1 refers to this object, dot get num 20. I plus plus, ARR 2 refers to this object, dot get num 30. So this is the way array of object gets created. Okay. One more small thing I would like you to notice, and that is normally in a normal syntax, my class M1 is equal to new my class. Can you tell me where exactly object gets created and where exactly reference gets created? Think. Object gets created always in the heap and reference gets created always on the stack. Now this diagram is an exceptional case where not only my class objects 1, 2, 3, but also my class references 1, 2, and 3 are created on heap. So that's the way this example is quite different from all our examples. I repeat, in a normal scenario, object is always on heap and reference is always on stack. But in this example, not only objects, all these three objects, these three boxes, this one, and this one, but also their references, this one, and this one, are on heap, because these references are there inside array, and in Java, array is always on the heap. So this is how array of object or array of instances work. Thank you.